Hey guys, so welcome back to my channel. I know I don't post here much, but today I thought I'd come back a book haul because recently I've accumulated quite a few, so let's get right into it. These books are in no particular order. I'm just going to randomly share a few, so I hope you guys enjoy this video. So the first book on the pile is The One by John Mars, and I've already read this and I think I gave it 4 out of 5. I really enjoyed it. Basically, it's about how a quick DNA test will find your perfect match, your perfect partner. There's only one other person in the world that shares this gene with you, and that's the person, like, the love of your life. So like millions and millions has like signed up to this website to find their true love. People have broke up over it, like marriages have been wrecked over it, and this book basically follows 5 people who are undergoing that journey of like finding their true love or whatever. There's actually like a serial killer in here as well, so it's very interesting. So it is more of a thrillery. It's not too like scary or anything. Very interesting to read from his point of view and him going to find his match and like seeing what happens with that. So one of them is a serial killer, as I said. One of them is engaged couple about to be married, and one of them wants to take the test just to see if they're matched together, while the other person's perfectly happy in the marriage and doesn't want to do that. One of them finds out their match is dead. One of them goes to Australia to find their match and finds out not as always as it seems. And one of them follows the actual creator of a website who finds her match. So it's very interesting, and the concept is really drew me in, obviously, because that's very interesting, seeing like, oh, a world where you have a gene with one person and they're your soulmate. Like, how does that play out? I got it from the works, as you can probably see here, for £5 in a mix and match. Next of all is Before I Go to Sleep by S.J. Watson, and for some reason recently I've been wanting to read more thrillery sort of crime books or something, if you get what I mean. I've been picking up some more of not so light-hearted books. This person, every time they go to sleep they lose their memories, which is like, whoa, like, that's like a very interesting plotline. Your name, your identity, your past, even the people you love, all forgotten overnight. And one person you trust may only be telling you half a story, and it's a thriller, so it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. Next of all, oh my gosh, I got this recently, is Goodnight Mr. Tom. Who wrote this? Michelle McGorian? I'm not sure who that is, but I saw this recently in a charity shop and I had to pick up because I remember in primary school class was reading a Goodnight Mr. Tom, and I really enjoyed this book that I even went home and like finished it before the class finished it. So I've enjoyed before books like this, which is obviously historical fiction. I should give more historical fiction a chance. It just doesn't appeal to me, but when I get into it, it does. So I really need to open my eyes a little bit, but I will definitely be reading this like quite soon. I think I felt really excited to find this book, which I really liked as a child in school. So basically it's like World War II. A child is evacuated to the countryside and stays with this elderly man, Tom Oakley, who's like more grumpyish and stuff at first. It goes along like their friendship or their bond like growing and like, all that sort of thing. So like it's just very, very good. Next of all, Claire North, The Sudden Appearance of Hope, and it's about a girl who is forgotten a lot. I don't know how that really works out, but her mum forgets her father forgets her, like the world forgets her or something. No matter what I do, the words I say, the crimes I commit, you'll never remember who I am. Now it makes my life tricky, it also makes me dangerous. So it sounds very interesting, and again, is it a crime, not a crime thriller, like what kind of, I'm not sure. It's going to be having me for a ride, you know, so we'll see when I pick it up. Next of all is New Boy by Tracy Chevalier or something, I don't know. I've already read this book as well and I really loved it. I gave it like a 4 or 5 out of 5 stars. This book is legit an Othello retelling and it is so good, but I didn't realise it, even though it says something like the tragedy of Othello to a playground in 1970s Washington DC. But then when the names started ringing the bell, like, the names are obviously familiar to the names in the actual play, I was like, wait a minute, is this actual Othello? What the heck? Seeing certain things happening, I was like, oh my gosh. So it's really interesting to see the story of Othello into a playground with like 10-year-old practice. When a young black boy arrives at an all-white school, he finds himself at the centre of a web of jealousy, bullying and revenge. But the only thing that can be said, maybe some people might say, this is third person the whole time, but I thought of the 11-year-olds are like too in depth, not realistic for 11-year-olds to have or whatever. Look, it's so aesthetically pleasing to look at. So I guess if you're a fan of Othello, pick up. Next of all is this book, Secret Slave by Anna Rustin, and this is a book based on a true story, and I read this and it is really, really devastating. It's written in the form of not fiction, but it's told like it's a fictional story, but it's like a real story, if you know what I mean. It's not told like a biography or something. And if you're younger than maybe 16, I don't know, or if you're very easily like off by disturbing things, just don't read this book. There's times where I question myself, like, should I really be reading this? These are disgusting, horrible things happening here. It's just poor girl, but I kept reading it, and I don't know, it's just sad that these things that happen in the world. You're not going home, you're not going anywhere, you're mine now. Basically, it's about this girl who's kidnapped when she's 15 for 13 years. I can't. She has 4 babies, and each one is stolen away at birth. Her attachment to each baby was stolen away. You know, I don't know if you're like okay reading graphic things when like read it, I guess. I don't know how much I rated it. It's just really sad, okay? I don't know. Just, yeah. Okay. I think I cried a few times, like, it's just really sad, like, this happened, like, this is a true story. Next of all is The Girls by Emma Klein, and I picked this up because it sounded interesting. It's based in 1969. This girl was 14 and she's sensitively noticed, and she has boring, long summer days ahead of her. She makes friends with the girls, I guess these clique of girls who are beautiful, unattainable, untouchable sort of thing, you know. The main character follows these girls back to a ranch. And it says, was there warning a sign of what was coming, or did you even know that there's no way back? What is about to happen here? This sounds like something I would have read before, like when I was younger, and like I need to get back into books like this. Next of all is What Ought to Held Out by Gillian Macmillan. I tried to read this, but I read like one page and kind of put it down. It's about these two friends who have been attached by the hip ever since they met or whatever, but one night they're in this accident and one of them is left in a coma and the other one is too traumatized to speak about anything that happened, and there's like this investigator who's trying to figure out some sort of stuff. I guess it's like really intense, like we need to figure it out. And against the backdrop of a city where racial tensions are running high, he must determine what really happened to drive two teenage boys into a situation so desperate. This like really chills me. Like, so the next bit is like, everything rests on one of the boys talking, but one can't and one won't. What is about to happen there? We don't know. Next of all is a book called Faithful by Alice Hoffman, and it kind of as well similar like a friend's in a coma. I don't know why, but at the time I was like feeling very for friends, like going through this horrible event, like, wanting to read this sort of book. I don't know why. This girl, best friend, gets into a terrible road accident. She's in a coma. The person's overwhelmed with guilt. I don't know. But her best friend's accident, everything she ever hoped and dreamed has turned to ashes. She promises that as long as her friend is in a coma, she'll always be by her side. How do you find your way again when it seems all hope is lost? Oh, it's called Faithful. I just realised like Faithful, when a friend comes out. I bet it'll be like the last second of the book. It'll be like she blinked or something, and then it's like you don't get to see anything else after that. The whole book you're anxiously awaiting. Like, hopefully not. Like, next of all is After You by Georgia Lewis, and I read the first book I read a while ago, and I really enjoyed it. And I think I even rated it 5 out of 5 at the time, which I don't feel strongly as now. And I even went to see the movie, which is really great. When I found out there was a sequel, and just reading the synopsis, I was not interested. It didn't sound that good. I should have kept it as one. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen here. I saw it in the charity shop for like 99 pence, and I was like, okay, I'll buy it. I don't know if I'll ever read it, but I'll put it on my shelves anyway. I'll try it at some point. You know, I read the first book, really liked it, so we'll see what happens. But basically, in the first book, a girl called Louisa Clark, this quirky, fun dressing gal, lived in England all her life, never really has went out and had so many experiences of her life. She's lived a mundane, comfortable, complacent life. Meets this man who is wheelchair bound, quadriplegic. Sorry, I know that's terrible. I can't pronounce that. Before he became wheelchair bound, he used to live quite an adventurous life, traveling, doing all these sorts of crazy things. What we kind of, I guess, can teach each other and how we become close and bond. It's an emotional book. It's an emotional book. Alright, so now we're down to the last 3 books, thankfully. It's the I Heart series by Lindsay Kelk. First of all is I Heart New York by Lindsay Kelk, I Heart Paris by Lindsay Kelk, and then I Heart Hollywood by Lindsay Kelk. And I read all these books before. Years ago, I read the first book when I was like legit in first year of high school. I was 12 years old. I'm reading it again, by the way. That's where I'm at. It's interesting now to see that I'm 19 and forgetting things that have happened, and then reading them like, oh wow, I can't even remember that, etc. So it's really interesting and fun to go back. I'm excited to go for them, and I've been really having a lot of fun reading this. This woman finds her fiance cheating on her the day of her best friend's wedding, and she runs away to New York, and like adventure awaits or whatever, like a whole new life awaits. In this book, like, I feel like really immersed in, well, obviously I feel immersed in like any book, but I feel like, oh, I'm in New York right now. Even though I've never been to New York, I guess I've seen it in movies, but I don't even know probably too much about it. But like, I'm just picturing like where she's going in the book, like how she's describing things. I'm just picturing it in my head, and it feels like I'm there, you know, I'm in the book. So it's really cool, and I really am enjoying it so much. So guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I don't really upload here much on this channel, but recently I've been inspired by watching booktube videos, reading more. That I want to upload quite a few more videos on here at least, so maybe keep an eye out. If you're subscribe if you want to. I don't know, keep an eye out the next few weeks for some more videos that hopefully I'll upload. Tell me below any books that have caught your eye, any books that you've read and you've enjoyed yourself from the book haul, or whatever you want to, and we'll have a discussion. I'll see you guys in the next video, and yeah, bye, have a good day, bye. Just pull the book down here. Okay.
You got me thinking way too hard. You got me playing all